Hi, friends. Happy days. It's time for some FACEIT League. We got Master Thursday actually kind of falling into place here. A little bit of a late start. I'm getting spec in here. We figure, hey, since there's only one match, we saw there's multiple people in kind of covering this match. It was like, hey, you know what? Let's group up. Let's combine our efforts here a little bit. By our powers combined, something. So yeah, we're gonna get spec in here.
What's up?
What's up, my friend?
I am actually doing fantastic because Hollow Knight Silk Song, it dropped. It did take me like 2 hours to buy, but whatever. Also, a fantastic game, obviously. SRPeakCheck versus Hypnos. Been trying to follow Hypnos a little bit more. Actually, I was supposed to watch their warm-up today, but I got distracted. So I'm really looking forward to seeing exactly how they're shaping up. Obviously, it's a team that I've got a lot of friends on, so I want to see them do as good as possible.
I mean, so far they've kind of lived up to the Hypnos. Heyo.
That wasn't your worst. I actually didn't take damage from that one.
Let's go. All right, we're starting off on a good note today. It's gonna be a good day. No, but seriously, I mean, I was looking at the squad kind of coming into this season, and I was like, I know it's kind of their debut into Master Division as a squad, and obviously, as with Lunar coming into Master Division, but I still had them placed pretty high in my rankings. I'm like, I feel like they're gonna do well, and then here we are. Sure enough, they're at 6-1 halfway through the season. Like, it's like, oh, okay, this team has actually got hands.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've heard strong things about basically everybody on this team, right? I mean, Luna, the previous Super Scared of Women team was formed explicitly to give him a chance to develop and improve, whilst he wasn't eligible for FACEIT Master League. Now he is. He's showing up and showing exactly why stat money resources were put into him. And Tricky being the new player in on hit scan, being able to just show up and click heads is a fantastic roster all around. But that being said, the opponents they've got today, SRPeakCheck with Ghost 91 back in, that's a scary prospect.
Now, they did take a relatively recent loss to Starbits, but they do come up with a huge win over Arius yesterday. That's enormous.
Team who feel kind of beatable, but they've always also been at the absolute top level. So I think getting that win is huge, and I do think it is, not to be too much of a Ghost 91 Glazer, but there was a reason he was touted as the best, up-and-coming flexible in EU for, Yonks when he quit. SRPeakCheck tried to fill the gap with, EGS, ML7, and no disrespect to these players, but it just doesn't hit the same as having this BAP demon running it down, dealing 10k per 10. So,
yeah,
fantastic player, such a huge boon to Cloudy's playstyle. Looking forward to seeing what they've got to play out on Oasis.
That win from SRPeakCheck yesterday, it really kind of shook up the standings, too. Like, if you're looking at the standings now, you have 4 teams, all with 7 wins, and nobody is got a goose egg in the loss column. Everybody has taken a hit at some point. And that was the final one, with Arius taking their first loss yesterday. And to me, to where I thought SRPeakCheck might have been slipping down kind of below, the bottom of these 4. Starbits looking very strong. But that win yesterday from SRPeakCheck, I felt like it just shook everything up at the top level again. And Hypnos are sitting here punching at the floor of that and trying to see if they can get their 7th win on the board and kind of join in up in that top echelon of this division.
I know, I get also just watching Cloudy play, everyone knows what he's going to do. It's still going to be entertaining. I feel like we've got on our hands a chance for a game to be honestly really close, but also a pretty good test of Hypnos' ability to adapt on the fly, because they'll have ideas about what their opponents are going to pay, what maps they're going to choose, but it's very different, understanding the theory to actually putting it into practice. That being, by the way, double flex meta, I've been waiting for this for so long. I'm so happy. You guys don't get it. It's my time, man. What are bans then?
Freya from SRPeakCheck, and then Hypnos ban the BAP.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes so much sense. Envy Luna can match the Brawl, but they don't have to. There's no reason to. So you might as well, especially when going towards Oasis, one of the brawlier control points, just take away a perfectly strong choice. Envy can be on their Kiri. Obviously, we're going to have probably ML7 in to play, Ana Kiri choices now. And then Freya is annoying to deal with. You don't like getting double picked, and especially if you're not particularly strong at Cass in this meta, then Freya ban works out, really allows you to play a Soj.
Oh my goodness. Lunar in chat says, Cloudy, I used to watch you when I was 9. That is wild. Cloudy playing on like Gladiators way back in the day, right? And Lunar literally just turned 17 and just became eligible to even play in Master Division. Like, it does feel like two opposite ends of the EMEA tank generations that we have here before us in this game.
I mean, when we talk about players, of the kind of Cloudy's generation, you must struggle to think of people who kind of in that same kind of cohort, maybe like Vistola, I want to say. I need to check my history books on that. He loves the game, and it's great to see him competing, for so long, and also that we still have new talent who can show up and really bring the fight to these old giants.
Yeah, speaking of old giants, I'm catching old strays in the match chat.
Also gonna hit a Wendy's, also be big into that. Do we even have Wendy's in the UK?
I mean, apparently, or Horrocks found one somewhere. I don't know where Horrocks is at, but, apparently found a Wendy's.
It's around, too. Cloudy is in. They've basically, okay, we go into this kind of map flip, right? High ground taken for Hypnos, SRPeakCheck, want to just, like, tickle the point for as long as possible.
I am so sorry. I hit control and just noticed the 386 level. I was just curious. And it made me.
Oh my lord!
A funny noise just like came out of me. I couldn't even control it. I am so sorry.
There should be laws against this. That shouldn't fly under any circumstances. That's 386.
That's like I can't. What is the hours on that? Like I can't. My brain just can't work on the game because I'm stuck trying to figure out that math. All right. Anyway. Tricky. What an impressive addition Tricky has been to this Hypnos roster. Kind of coming in at the playoffs, having to fill in big shoes with Shoal was unavailable for those playoffs. Gets a good opening pick here, but QRQ is going to trade it out. We had a brief cap from Hypnos, but first fight will go to SRPC.
Oh, Envy, you've got to make sure not to stack yourself here too bad, and it's not the worst death in the world, but your Kira going down this late is going to make refighting a little bit harder, right? You've got that swift step to regroup fast enough. Now we're looking at the ultimate Kitsune Rush, probably going to be the opening tool from ML7. And then if that fails, then they'll fall back into some more, passive space, use the Deadeye to allow them to stable.
Let's see how we can get high ground. Well, running into a Deadeye, you're not going to get high ground very quickly. Oh, what a shot! Tricky's able to slide, gets aggressive. Xenorush doesn't play for both sides. Enormous opener. Hypnos needs to be careful not to go in too deep. Lunar in a bit of trouble. Sound Barrier will save them just in the nick of time. NRG as well. Gets that shielding with 1 health. Is able to burrow a literal 16. Horrocks will finish off Cloudy, and this is quite the fight. The bloodbath on the point tilts into Hypnos' favor. They're able to hold on to some important ultimates in the process.
Such a good beat from Horrocks there, so right? You look at the ults that now you've got up. Your opponent spend 4, you spend 2. It's only the Shatter Shift to deal with, and you've got Cleanse, a well-placed wall to ward that off. I mean, it saves both Luna and NRG, who are both on a smidgen of HP out of position. They use that to turn the fight winner out. So fantastic from Horrocks. Showing even at the ripe old age of 22, you can still be a fantastic Lucio.
Oh no! Oh, Cloudy just jumps down into a mess right there. I hit the wrong button. There we go. Sorry. The stream went all wonky for a second. It's all right. We're back. Kitsune Rush, Ant Matrix, Overclock. All the tools to hold this. This is going to be tough to push into. It also needs this rush, and they need it now. Downpour. Oh, nice save there from ML7. Let's check in on this tricky OC is actually what I'd like to look at.
Cloudy, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he got shoved in a locker. That was kind of insane. The remaining 2 members, there's not much they can do. I mean, listen, I get it. He's hitting in the corner. He's got his shield. He's kind of hard to damage. But also, you can't play the game. All you are is a presence on the objective while your team has to play 4v5. I think what we're seeing so far from SRPeakCheck is because they're playing so slow, they're getting outpoked basically all the time. When you think about it, if the Rhine isn't full swinging on somebody, he's just a throw pick. And I don't think Cloudy's really had a chance to do that yet, whereas Luna can go wherever the hell he wants, get plenty of shooting out, and really finding some great individual value. So if I'm SRPeakCheck and I want to keep on this sim, we need to be TPing basically as soon as we can. and TPing onto a good target like Tricky when, you know, there's no slide available for them. Because if not, then we're going to continue to see this go in favor of Hypnos.
Yeah, I mean, or, you know, you got to coordinate and... Oops, hey, I don't have outlines on, do I? Nope. There you go. That'll make it a little easier for you. Sorry, friends. I'm doing Photoshop work, you know. I turn the outlines off, but I'm doing the art stuff. Oh, boop out of the gate. Okay. I thought it was a double orange moment there for a moment.
Would have been nice, but not going to materialize.
Well,
Finally, some aggression coming through. On just in.
I mean, what's supposed to say is they need to kind of layer their amp with their teleport, and they're not really doing it, and they're not really able to close the gap. Okay, now, Cloudy trying to go in deep again. Here's the pin. You can do significant damage to Lunar, trying to get the block up, but NRG Envy with the trade. There's the boop off the side. It was a violent leap combined with the right click out of Horrocks. Cloudy never stood a chance.
Yeah, it is better, right, from SRPeakCheck. They're actually seeing opportunities to try and capitalize on. This time their walk is just really sloppy. So that's something that's very fixable. As long as QRXU isn't so split, then it's a much harder fight for Hypnos to take. But this time, they can set up any way they like.
Oh, goodness. Dude, the newcomer, Tricky, just getting the better end of this duel with QRXU. I mean, playing smart. You're looking to outrange a cast. That's exactly what Tricky's doing. And once again, I mean, what was it, second or third opening pick so far on this map?
Indeed. Just always fantastic value. Enemies close get to, they're going to use it probably fast as possible, but we'll have to wait and see where they see an opportunity or not.
Cloudy trying to get aggressive, and Hypnos just don't budge. They just immediately respond with the Kitsune Rush, hold their ground. This wall not able to kidnap Cloudy. A teleporter just as a distraction for the moment. This is able to get QRXU a little bit of space on this high ground. We'll see if you're able to do anything with it. Force right back down low. We're going to get a Kitsune Rush in. Another attempt here on the SRPC. Now the rotation in from Hypnos up to the high ground. NRG doesn't make it. Gets killed immediately out of the burrow. And we get SRPC in control for the first time, it feels like, in a while. Well, I see Yod's trying to go up there and dance with Horrocks on the high ground.
I'm not sure there's a lot he can find from this angle, but it's still good he's, you know, holding it, being a point of pressure that Hypnos has to worry about. Obviously, point picking up in favor of SRPeakCheck. Hypnos are going to feel pressure to actually go for some sort of play sooner rather than later.
NRG moving in from the left-hand side. Overclock pop through main straight. QRXU trying to fend them both off here with this Deadeye.
Oh, see, the Deadeye is so worth the ult trade.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you fend off. You got a 2-for-1 on that, didn't you? Well, you got an ult. Now we're gonna get the tectonic thrown in. Oh, you're in the hallway side. That big old photon barrier just denies everything off of the tectonic shock. But Cloudy has to fall back. The positioning on that, yeah, just leaves a little bit of a corner available. Hit with the sound barriers. They look to block the retake. Oh, the boop denies the shatter. What a boop. Oh, no. And Cloudy gets sent flying, ragdolling across the point. Oh, Horrocks has just wrecked Cloudy's day.
Yeah, it's another Horrocks fight. It comes in with a later beat, so all the advantage that Ange could have found simply mitigated, and then the shot into the wall. I mean, he's the GOAT. He might actually be the GOAT, so shout him out one time. One fight left to go. You've still got the Kitsu, you've still got the downpour. You're going with the Kitsu super early. You want to end this now.
Tricky's gonna get it. Tricky's gonna get Ange early, take out some of those rotation options. Suzu has to be used to block the downpour. You're just losing the cooldown trade here. It's a desperate attempt from Danon to move in and get a touch. Everybody else actually does make it through. Surprisingly enough, Kitsune Rush thrown down, an opportunity for SRPeakCheck to claw their way back in. Hypnos gave them the smallest window, and SRPeakCheck take full advantage. Tricky's gonna go ahead and invest, see if they can close this out now. Danon's not having any of it. 3-piece for Danon in this fight, we get the flip.
Okay, so we've got, you know, absolutely an extension of play here, but it was pretty spenny, right, for both sides. So it's going to come down to an extended neutral. Basically, only Deadeye going to be the tool here. If I am a Hypnos, you probably end up, you know, milking your time out for all it's worth, making one really, really good attempt, making sure you can set up every angle humanely possible, and that seems to be what they're doing now. Note, Luna moving all the way down this right flank. The Deadeye zones main, but oh, what a boom!
Oh, it's just nasty. It ends up resulting in a trade. I think you saw your hit scan up here, putting a lot of pressure on that hallway side. Okay, so teleport out. Cloudy Company had to get out of there. Well, Cloudy doesn't, just all the squishies do. 99, Beats coming up all live. Photon Barrier throw down into the mix. Ooh, yeah, Lunar, you were stuck in the corner. So that solo shatter coming in from a mile away. The sound barrier's late from Horrocks into the fight. And SRPeakCheck are on track to send us on over to City Center.
Takes a while for a Cloudy Shatter to connect, but when it done, it does seal the deal for them. Go 1-on-1 here, but I do think if you are Hypnos, right, you go, University is always just going to suck for us. That's how it works, it's how the map plays. The Rhine is going to be given corners to swing on pretty much always. There's great TP spots. There's not a lot of, side flanks that you can easily work as a Venture, for example. And so, now they've got that out the way. Now that they know that the Hazard will have, free reign of the skies, essentially, now we've got these high grounds to deal with. I think this is the sub point where they really can, lock in, give it their all, because they know that they've got an advantage here, and that Oasis is still very much a map, I think, that is in Hypnos' hands. Their map to lose. But SRPeakCheck, because they're making it close, show that absolutely they can also just, bring the fight against their opposition.
Of the 3 sub-maps, I think this one favors Hypnos the most. Yeah, sure. In the Hazard they want to play. Cloudy, they were thinking about stairwell side. Looks like we're going to rotate up to high ground. Here and kick things off. Boot back down, but Cloudy kills Horrocks with a shield bash. Oh, no. You're going to catch... Oh, no! Envy! No, the humanity. But, you know what? We're still in a 3v3. Tricky gets 2. Oh, no. Nobody told Tricky and NRG that this fight was lost. They're able to swing back and trade 3 out for the lost 2 from the pin across the map. And we're actually getting a Hypnos first cap.
That was a 3v5. We mentioned Tricky being this, quote-unquote new blood, right? Just because of that, fantastic game. Rocks up, kills 2. There's nothing else to say. It doesn't matter that Cloudy solo picks both the backliners because Tricky is just that guy. So great start here. 15% already on the board, and it's going to be consistent high ground TPs, I think, for SRPeakCheck.
So they have to clear the high ground. So it's the only way they're going to have any room to work. Otherwise, they just sit stair side and wait for something to happen and just get picked off all day long. So there is the high ground move. Orange takes a lot of damage, but it is able to survive through, and QRQ finds a kill in the rotation. Horrocks does not disengage safely. Lunar eating a truckload of damage trying to get out of there. Hypnos looking a little disheveled now. And then SRPC are capitalizing. You got a 3v1 created there onto Lunar and a flip for SRPC.
Good trade. If MSG can live, you're honestly in a pretty good spot, all things considered. But yeah, you've got these late staggers on Tricky, gonna mean that Orange's death simply doesn't matter. 43% isn't bad. You'd like to have a bit more, but now it's SRPeakCheck who've got this long sight line to defend on, and they've got some great ults for it too, like the Shatter, the Deadeye, the Kitsu. They're in a great spot, honestly, to really begin turning their fortunes around and getting a proper lead on this map.
Power makes a good point. Cloudy using Shield Bash instead of the swing speed, which I agree. That is diabolical. That is a good word for it. Like, come on, what, really? And gets a kill, get the first kill on the sub map was with the Shield Bash. So it's like, you can't say too much about it. Oh, what a shot. Tricky delivers first blood again. ML7 responds, Kitsu, but if he's down, you have no sound barrier to go into this fight. And I don't think we're going to get any investment past this downpour out of Lunar. From Hypnos, that is.
Not much of a point, really. You're just going to clean up. It's one measly Kiriko left, going to be dispatched pretty quick. And maybe a bit of age showing there in Orange's gameplay. Basically, AFK in the corner. It's a free shot for Tricky, who has been absolutely lights out. Especially the later stages of this game. Fully warmed up now, but also, if you're SRPeakCheck, you only use your Kitsu, so you've got plenty of tools to still keep fighting with. This is by no means them even being behind.
High ground, teleport. Everybody from Hypnos able to find cover. But have you separated them out? Maybe able to divide and conquer. Emmy's going to throw down this Kitsune rush, bring Hypnos back together. Shielding from Anj. Both are kind of stalled in the middle. Photon barrier up. Oh, that is a very low NRG. Trying to make something happen with this tectonic shock off this wide swing. Took too much damage, and that ult's going to fade. Dan's going to hunt you down. Unable to regroup with the rest of the team. 4v5. You do still have a sound barrier and an OC, but Hypnos are going to slow this attack down.
At the end of the day, you've bled 3 ultimates out your opposition. There's only the chassis you're playing into now. An exit frag would be absolutely pristine, but at the end of the day, you can walk back in with your beat, with your OC, and know that you have a lead. A lot of pressure now onto Cloudy to make something of this fight for his team, because if not, all you can really fall back on is a QRXU double dink.
Stair side positioning from QRXU and Danon. Try to get the silver bullet shot into NRG. NRG not taking that damage this time, playing a little more cautious on this approach. After a nearly disastrous previous fight. That's the OC from the high ground here from Tricky. Actually slid down low. We'll put a couple of shots into Cloudy, settling just for a little bit of chip damage onto the tank. Not much value out of the OC either. But you do get the percentage up to 90 here on the point. Consider rush out of SRPC. We're down to a final fight to take the map. One where Horax has got sound barrier. You got a shatter available from the big old Reinhardt. NRG gets pinned early in this fight, but the shatter hits nothing. Cloudy trying to fight their demons here on the point, but there's still plenty of Hypnos left to kill. Now they're shielded by Horrox's sound barrier. Envy's got to consider rush into this fight. None of it matters. QRXU picks up one with the Deadeye. Horrox alliterated in the mix. This is down to a 2v1. QRXU's the last player standing for SRPC in this 99-94.
They need to rush him. That's all they can do. If this goes longer, they've got to be worried about the respawns, and they're able to get the stop and the boom! Way closer than Hypnos would have liked, but at the end of the day, they're able to squeak out the 2-1 win on Oasis. What a way to start the day, man.
Oh my goodness. Just sit and revel in this tricky play of the game.
It might just be the GOAT, I don't know.
I mean,
just AFK in the corner. It's so peak. I've been there before, man. You feel it's like everything's exploding around you. You're trying to see something to actually do. You're just trying to hide, and occasionally you misjudge the situation. In Protect Ryan, you've got your first ban, obviously. So you're gonna ban a tank. You can ban like a hazard, something like that. Ryan's protected. You know you're gonna have a BAP. You can make do with like a BAP Juno if you need the speed. If not, like BAP Brig. You've got a lot of options still. So I feel like that's going to be the rough start for them, and then they can maybe, heat up, warm up a little bit more throughout the rest of the series.
They're going to ban the Ramatra out, picking Circuit Royale for map 2. Yeah, all makes sense. That all makes perfect sense. It exactly what you were just telling us, like kind of as we were seeing it in action.
A RAM ban on Circuit Royale is normally, a big neon sign that says, "I want to play Sigma. I want to play Sigma." Now the Cloudy Sigma, we've seen it. It's not always been fantastic, but it's been passable. So I think this is probably the best chance that LH Cloud and Co could have created for themselves, but they've got to actually hit the shots when it comes to it.
Tricky hitting some shots there in map 1. As we go back and look at some stats, I'm looking at 30 and 5 out of Tricky with 15k damage. 30 and 5. Drops a 30 bomb on control and a 15k there in the damage department there, Spec. Leading the server in both. Thoughts? Is Tricky just the GOAT?
The next highest elims is Luna, who's only got 21. Like, he's just doing everything. He's literally just doing everything. And when you've got a player who decides to rock up like that, especially into a comp like this, where you don't really get many 1v1s just to try and win out, you're just, railing into a mass of people hoping you connect. That's really, really impressive. So now as we move on to Circuit Royale, where it comes down even more to how much value a hit scan can find.
Exactly, I was just thinking.
Have to figure out what they're going to do to deal with this man.
I was just thinking the exact same thing. Like, now we're into a map where we're going to see Tricky really get to shine.
Sim.
Yeah, Sim.
Yep, makes sense. Ryan can't go for easy, TPs onto the Sig that we're going to see, very likely. So it means you have to run at them now. So it's going to be probably some Lucio BAP, and then just hope your rotates are really good. Listen, I think ML7 is actually really good. I know he's a streamer, a haha funny streamer guy, but he can hit the shots when he needs to. And I think he's definitely proved himself competing in FACEIT Masters for as long as he has.
Oh yeah.
But one always has to wonder though, if he was maybe a bit more focused on competing, how high could he really fly? But I think he's kind of happy where he is in this, semi-content, semi-competitive team.
I mean, I remember seeing ML7 competing back in like Power Friendship and back in Open Division and stuff. Like even despite, I mean, legitimately like always did kind of compete here and there. Despite, like you say, kind of being the streamer, you know, haha streamer guy, is familiar with playing in an organized competitive setting.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah. See how things start. Orisa, actually. I mean, they know they're going to play into a Reinhardt, so.
And this is where I was thinking, in this meta, the Orisa band would actually be the stronger band. And we are going to get a bit of a, I mean, this is a full brawl on circuit here. Tricky with the only hit scan in the, I guess QRQ doesn't have going cast. So we do get the cast versus the Freya. That's a lot of ground for QRQ to cover before they're going to be able to find some value.
But once you do get within firing range, you are having a pretty comfortable 1v1 with your Freya, and burning Luna as well means that the tank is already forced basically to have, you know, negative resources cleanse out already. If you don't get a pick, then you're basically screwed here. As Hypnos and indeed with Luna, with NRG rather going down, all you can do is back out all the way.
Yeah, we see Luna just duck and cover. We're going to try to wait to get NRG back into this fight, trying to get within striking distance. Keep an eye on ML7 coming up. And Ant Matrix here could just finish off any chance at all. Lunar's already half below that precious armor mark. No yellow bars. But NRG gets a precious pick. How did you find that one? Saw QRQ tried to roll out of there. Apparently did not find safety. And it's so much damage now off the board. Hypnos able to get aggressive, try to push. There's that Ant Matrix I'm talking about. Is able to thwart the push in from the defense. But Envy is going to try to keep this pressure. Well, I thought they were going to keep pressure down. It ends up just kind of being an aura Kitsune.
I mean, it allows you to stop your opponent swinging off your window, but the window wasn't going to do all that anyway, so I see the idea. If the window was any deeper, it would have been great, but instead, it needs a Terror Surge and a Boulder Shot to find value.
ML7 finding Horrocks might just be the end of this. No more disengage, no more speed. So the Terror Surge does not get what Hypnos was looking for. 4.5 minutes in the time bank.
Indeed. Oh, probably not the hold that you were looking for if you're Hypnos. You got, you know, on paper, a really good 1v1, and so far, not quite working out for you. See how things, you know, maybe changes and move on to ground that's a little bit less flat, where you can have, you know, NRG take some more angles, but so far, I think it's just the raw numbers of SRPeakCheck that they've been really struggling with. Close Blade is your first tool. You're there significantly before Arn has a chance at another beat. What do you do with it?
That is forcing everybody behind the tent. SRPC are just gonna play very slow here. That pin just immediately got shut down by a Jav. Wall up. Lunar doing a good job of bait that out. Does not get too aggressive. Now knows they have a window to move forward. They don't have that May wall to worry about. Exotic was looking for an opportunity to use that Blizzard. Saw the gold was already in. Blade. Oh, shut down immediately. No. Blizzard falls a bit flat, but the Shatter's going to pick up too. Yeah, Horrocks almost saving him with that sound barrier, but the green fades, as does the blue. The health bar's nothing but red left in the battlefield.
Pretty hard to argue that fight was anything other than catastrophic, right? For Hypnos here. They invest 2 ultimates, get diddly squat out to them, and all Cloudy has to do is drop a quick slam to close that one out. I mean, NRG didn't even have a chance to unsheath the blade, instead goes over to the Sojourn, hoping some double hit scan will be the answer to their woes. But I've got to say, up into a 4.5 minute time bank, one struggles to find faith that Hypnos will be able to find a stop at all.
Yeah, they have not found any leg to stand on here. Oh, the Kitsune rush just to, I mean, find something to stand on, to find any kind of footing. But QRXU just cuts it right off from underneath. Tricky interrupted out of their ultimate, taken off the table. And this has just kind of gotten messy. Now, I will say, at least Hypnos has been able to trade here. Where are you going?
What? Okay, well, he's having fun with his verified Overwatch League player sticker. And he's like, to side play with his own. Where did all that aura go?
I mean, you know, worth? I don't know.
Why not, man? Why not?
The aura play. You know, that's just... I believe that is aura farming. Is that aura farming? I think that's aura farming.
I think so. I think so. See how that aura, you know, now equates into progress as we are on that final corner. Oh, Luna's in a spot. Luna is in a spot. The Terror Surge may be enough to keep him alive, but the beat, he has to keep forward damage.
Oh my god, that was enormous. SRPC just kind of stuck around in it. They thought they could kill Lunar. Lunar gets like the max 500 damage slam down. Things are now getting interesting with an Ant Matrix in play, but Lunar's still alive and standing. Cloudy goes for a back cap. Just to pull, I mean, just to keep things interesting here. Oh!
It's been enough damage, though. Horrocks is there once again, so the hold is through. It's pretty explosive. At the end of the day, Luna muffed in like 1,000 damage with that tectonic, or that Terror Surge rather. And the ult cycles are now pretty healthy for both these teams. It's just going to come down to fundamentals more than anything else. But Horrocks finishing off the last 15% of this beat is going to be probably pretty pivotal, especially with that Shatter now round in the corner.
It's gonna be a Kitsune Rush, and Hypnos are kind of on the chase here. They're gonna have to run down and through a blizzard. The gold only lasting for so long. The Shatter hits Lunar with no Fortify to protect him.
Beats.
And yeah, now the beat comes in. Man, it's a day late and a dollar short there from Hypnos. Cloudy at 1 health, and he will chase down that kill. Here comes the Doomfist back to try to hold. Not a lot of sustain on this point. There's an opportunity. Tricky recalling. Lunar goes down. See if Tricky can just hold on this point long enough for reinforcements. And I see no more balloons. So there it is. You close it out with a $138 in the time bank here for SRPC.
Honestly, you know, purely based on that last point, it wasn't that bad for Hypnos. Just unfortunately, the kind of catastrophe that was point 2 really sitting behind in terms of time bank. But a minute 38. They'll play with it. If they finish the map, they'll play with it, and they can't be too mad about it. I think is the best way of kind of categorizing this time bank, right? That final fight actually could have been very easily going in favor of Hypnos if Horrocks is just there with that beat, but I think probably 100 points of healing would have got him over the line. Just one extra hit burst on the Lucio, but instead, it's not there. Luna goes down, and in the 4v5, they just keep hemorrhaging players until there was nobody left, so Horrocks Mercy is such a cursed image always. He'll defend it. He says Mercy's a real hero, but anytime I see it, I just... It's like if you've got like a... What's it called when you have like a fear of holes? You know, so you hit looking like crumpets or like wasp's nests or something like that.
Right. Okay.
Like that's what Horrocks Mercy gives me.
It's fear of holes.
Wait, in the same vibe, you know, not specifically the same thing.
No, but it just makes you feel like you're staring at a wasp nest. No, I know what you mean. Like the inner, there's just something inner inside of you that just goes.
Trypophobia.
Ugh.
Trypophobia.
That is an interesting phobia. All right, let's go check this out. Actually. Let's see if. Skin check. Terrible. Defense trying to hold in this really awkward position. I rarely see this hold work. It feels so all in.
Cloudy's already dead.
Yeah, because there's just no escaping from this corner.
That 1v1 happening here, and 7v.
Let's go. Indy wins it.
This time, Scott's able to win it out. Pretty simple, As you mentioned, the position's weird, and it kind of sucks, especially when you're playing against Safari, so NRG just gets a free angle, Horrocks with the blue beam as well. Forces everybody out, and then it's an easy walkthrough for the rest of Hypnos as they clean up that fight. Right now, at least on pace to match their opponent's fast cap of at least the first point, and if the first ult here is a barrage, then there's not a lot the SRPeakCheck will be able to do about it.
Oh. All right, that was the one answer you had. Get something in the neutral, the surprise pin from Cloudy. Cloudy's jump scares Envy with that pin out of the store.
He's just the GOAT, I guess. Bit of a weird stop here. You know, on paper, you've got all the advantages in the world if you're Hypnos. Now you've basically got to retake all the map control you just had this time without the cart for cover. Speak, if it connects, is a great way to manufacture a Pixo 2 as a Soldier Rail, but if you don't get those, I mean, it's essentially the Battle of the Sun, right? A long, hard slog to actually get into any sort of firing line.
time is not on your side, but that's the shot. Come on, tricky. Absolutely insane. That's exactly what you're talking about. Ant Matrix in response. I don't know if you guys can really get behind this window. There's no cover back there. The lamp is out, immediately destroyed. The Pharah is just raining rockets into that corner. Now into the into the Reinhardt rather. But Sonic gets tricky throughout all that, so never mind anything I said. Sonic clicks heads with the soldier.
Oh, spear. Yeah, no threat behind it. Nobody else is peeking with the Oasis, so all Sauna's going to have is a bit of a scare. I mean, basically every online hero for Hypnos, so I'd imagine they just walk forward, press a couple Qs and see what happens.
The Matrix does force a disengage. Deadeye from QRQ trying to get on the corner. You can see NRG immediately starts backing away like, nope, 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 nope. Wrong door, sorry. Horax goes belt. Barrage goes right into a terror surge, but a good immortality fill from ML7, and we got a beat from Anj as well. That is a pin off the map for Loner, and the Deadeye, or excuse me, jeez, the tack visor from Sauna actually cleans up there.
Yeah, NRG just came in a bit too predictable of an angle for the barrage, and so a pretty quick headshot dispatches the Pharah. Maybe faster than they would have liked. If there's a chance to channel out full ult, but there's nothing really lasting, but having to burn through that 2,000 extra HP of the Rhine Shield is too much to bear. NRG, Horrocks, off their goofy heroes now. Shatter's huge, though.
Oh, the boat. Able to, well, at least salvage some of that. You save Envy, but not tricky. Lunar's getting cornered. NRG gets one.
Simple there. Anj this time gets the Lucio gap onto the Mancunian. Window from the high ground is pretty inspired, but at 10 seconds left to go, all you really have to do is deny a touch. Can anybody do it? It's kind of got to be NRG, right?
Lunar's going to run forward. Tricky is going to get a kill onto Anj. You do still have QRXU hanging out right on the objective. Lunar trying to anchor the cart while escorting the rest of the team here. Here comes the defense back onto the point. Good shot from Tricky. Does find ML7 and kind of punishes the awkward and late rotation. They're out of SRPeakCheck. Lunar with the clutch move. Runs to the point and gets it done.
Yeah, I really like the idea from SRPeakCheck, right? Hard shoot the spawn. Play entirely for your just like long extended pokes to make it so nobody can touch. That being said, if somebody does touch, you can't stay there. You get sandwiched, in between the wrists of the rest of the team. You have to drop onto point, but instead, just waiting too long allows Luna to find too much value into QRXU and eventually win out the fight.
A little fan the hammer to finish off Loader. And I mean, it was really that opening kill on to Tricky. You're able to devalue the Ant Matrix. I mean, I really like seeing. I think Hypnos had to get more value out of that Ant Matrix. It fell just so flat. It was used so early.
Yeah, I mean, I get the idea that we windows try and break wall and, catch them unawares, but with the Lucio speed, you just walk past it. And then the ultimate doesn't find all that much value. I will say Envy's windows have not been stellar so far. Hopefully they can change it around as we get a bit later into this map, but they're running out of time for that to happen. Only a minute and a half left on the clock.
Yeah, I mean, that's 3 minutes total if they get the cap on point, babe. Drop down from KRXU. Not quite able to isolate Loader. Tectonic shock. Ooh. ML7 found. So the energy is Tectonic. Actually, it's kind of the red herring here in this fight. Anj moves forward at the back of the Sal barrier. Blizzard in, but Lunar's able to fortify away. Well, Anj is able to get a kill on the Horrocks there on the left side and gets a broken disengage.
Luna has to live here. Super low. Anj going down, though, makes it really weird. If you can stable your tank, then you can walk forward super fast. There's not really anything you can do about it if you're SRPeakCheck down your Lucio. All you can do is stand in the corner, wait till you fall over, essentially.
Clutch inside they went back all the way up. No, they're going to play aggressive on this quarter. I like the move. SRPeakCheck, Cloudy drops Okay, pins back upstairs side. Sonic is caught. 180 Shatter picks up 2. Immortality Field able to protect NRG and Lunar. Tricky's going to throw an overclock in, and Cloudy is down. 2 for 2 trade, and a jump shot finds the head of QRXU. ML7 will trade it back. Oh, is there enough? I don't think there's enough for a touch here. It's going to be close.
Oh, good spear. Overtime started, though.
Sana able to move in, does get the contest. We are in the OT. Lunar's in a lot of trouble. And this is going to be the end of the map. SRPeakCheck hang on and take their pick. Tie us up in the series.
You know, one is forced to ask themselves, maybe if we got off the Far Mercy like 2 minutes earlier, would we be looking at a different map, right? I'm not going to provide an answer to that. I'm just going to, leave it with the viewer. You guys can decide for yourselves. Obviously, great attacking round for SRPeakCheck. I think that really was just what made most of the difference. First and second, especially, were just pristine. Nothing else you really had to do, even in the lobby.
Right.
And if you Hypnos, you had, chances to find more value, but unfortunately was missing, a couple too many of those opportunities. Really did cost them. So, 1-1 in the series. That's the kind of the weird map for SRPeakCheck out the way now.
That means Hypnos gets first ban, and you know what's on the chopping block. We're also headed to Suravasa with the Reinhardt band out.
It's just going to come down to how comfortable SRPeakCheck feel on something that's a bit more standard.
Well, and no matter what hero, you're not going to have Cloudy on a hero that they're level 385 on or whatever it was, right? I mean, just that level of proficiency. Like, never mind the meta. I'm sad they took away my pigeons. I'm just saying.
Observe enough, honestly.
For the Navs, I don't want to talk about it. Bro, what fair and square?
Horrocks, man.
Horrocks, dude.
It's a menace to society.
That is a menace to society. Wow.
These are some comps, by the way. What the hell are we looking at?
The Lunar Ball and a QRXU Bastion. Of all of our theorizing, I forgot about the Cloudy Waga.
Oh, Horrocks got evaporated.
I mean, that's what happens when you have, like, 3 Gatling guns pointed at you.
I mean, the Lucio ban forces the Brig out of him, and now being basically reminiscent of the Warwick Angels almost with this Kiri Brig backline. Does mean the Brig is a huge weakness, even though your angle support is really good. So if NRG, if Tricky don't find early value, then Horrocks is going to explode every fight.
Yeah, that puny little Brig shield, I mean, is laughable. I mean, is a piece of paper. A piece of rice paper, thin, transparent paper. For these three Gatling guns, you see QRXU cleaning up here in a swift opening fight from SRPeakCheck.
I feel like any sort of paper is going to be the same sort of effectiveness. Is specifically rice paper like even worse against bullets, or?
It's even worse against bullets. Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, listen, QRXU's close bash and all. You can use that to extend the poke phase even longer. Really disrupt. Make sure that somebody, for example, Horrocks is even more uncomfortable than he normally would be, zoning out on the sim, trying to find an opening, but for now, just playing his life. Or not.
You're catching strays on my chat from Yukino. I'm just saying.
I know I am, bro. It's fine. It's fine. He's still angry at me because I took a bad photo of his Stockholm last year. He'll get over it eventually.
Lunar tried to go to a SIG for the second fight. Did not work. Oh, it's got a rally in play. And this is SRPeakCheck kind of hold on to this. I mean, they've got, I was going to say, an orbital if they really need it. And they decide they do, as they get a pick on the Horrocks. Tricky was able to hit a couple of good take aim bolts. And will find ML7. Some quick little peeking in and out, but with Tricky going down, not enough punching power behind this Kitsune rush. Yeah, we will get the cap there.
I do think the Sigma is better into this Malga. I think it helps you play at more of a reasonable tempo than the Bull, who just gets poked out so quickly. But it's still pretty clear that I think Hypnos weren't really expecting this, and I think they're kind of struggling on the fly to adapt. So Bapalari now, not something you see every day, especially on a map type like Suravasa, but it is going to work in that you are basically just winning the poke phase 100% of the time.
And it's, yeah, leaning very much into poking early fight damage. Also interesting that we've had Sauna stay in despite going over to the sim, and there's no longer a sim ban. We still have not had Dan in return. An early first cap here. It's one of the problems with this poke comp is, I mean, you gotta get the damage done before you can move in. You don't have a lot of presence to anchor onto these objectives, and these flashpoints are going to tick up so fast. That means through this opening fight, SRPC are also not only winning that fight, but they're building percentage at the same time.
Indeed. Super easy still for SRPeakCheck. They're just so comfortable right now. That is a bit awkward. Tricky, always the name we see when a fight begins to turn. And I spoke about them being comfortable. It doesn't seem so anymore. Hypnos get the flip, 56% or so. Not too bad. At the end of the day, Hypnos in control. They only really need 2 to bring it back to 1-on-1.
Tricky, you absolute beast.
We actually haven't seen this Bastional find any value yet. I wonder why. Someone said Bastional isn't very strong, but I would like to see it find a frag. They're probably just going to walk up with Rally, then Cage once they get to the point.
I was going to say,
they will get just like exploded.
I can see an artillery strike, pairing nicely here with a Cage fight. Where is the Gravitic Flux? Oh, you catch them inside that small room with that Flux. Rally will come up from Andre. Someone does not survive long enough for it to matter. Shield bash forward, look to try to trade. Run down Looter. They will find that. Oh, no, they will not. Looter survives. Unbelievable. Tricky with a save. My goodness. What do you think Tricky can't do, Spec?
Right now, honestly, if he told me he could turn water to wine, I'd ask him for a rosé. This is fantastic work right now. I mean, Bastional to start things off, just paired with the Cage. You're just hoping for a miracle, and one so far not materializing.
Yeah, I mean, they were kind of thrown in roughly the same time. The Cage immediately got broken with an amp matrix up. It just evaporated. You barely even saw the Cage fight. It was there for a couple of pixels or a couple of frames, maybe. Beautiful headshot. Takes Anja out of the fight. And we're going to get Hypnos taking Tipple. Tied us up here on Suravasa.
It took them a little while to figure out a comp they really wanted to play, but now they found it. It's so much easier for them to just chill, play their game, find some individual value. And because they're just, sitting back, hitting their shots, the onus is all on Cloudy to find a good slam engage, else he is going to be the one losing this fight. Wall is a nice tool to have here. So alt lead at least is in favor of SRPeakCheck, but it's still only a wall.
Oh, I was trying to go to Cloudy Pop. There we go. Well, Cloudy hunts down one of your 3 DPS out of the back line. You take Tricky out of the fight, so, you might have actually won this one. That's a swift first fight. It does cost you that photon barrier you're talking about, though.
Yeah, I mean, you get first cap. You don't even care. You technically overspent. Technically, like, you're so fine, right? You'll walk scary up into this next fight. You are probably worried about a long fight. Horrocks will have a chance to stun. Luna will have a chance to build this Flux. So you're probably looking to go earlier, even more so than you normally would do, if at all possible. But at the end of the day, you have control of the point. You don't need to go for anything just yet.
Captain Sun over the top. Does just hit Anj there. But you know what? It separated the back line. So it ends up, Cloudy ends up just looking way overextended as the other 3 squishies could not push in.
Yeah.
Really nicely played.
Can't pick anything.
Yeah.
Can't pick anything when he's center struck. And so even because Cloudy has to push, he already started the war. The Great Bisect off 71% is going to mean that Hypnos will even have a touch if this gets flipped back the other way. They're in a great spot here to maybe even go up 2-1 here on Suravasa.
And we'll see if Hypnos has a similar plan. So I'm looking for Cloudy to try to run in. Does Luna respond and try to hit the back line? Oh, what a pick from Tricky. This might just be Hypnos going first. Yeah, that's just going to be a disengage. Here comes Hypnos looking for more.
You can't do anything at that point. You're too far back to try and leverage your map control. Horrocks does die, which is awkward, but you trade for QRXU in the 4v3. Hypnos are still up resources. and they're still pretty chill. The advantage is going to be that QRX is going to be back in, marginally fast. You've got the Juno ring, your team's already got the scaling, and so far in general, that Ray, in attempt to push in the 4v4.
Yeah, but you have a Gravitic Flux. It's going to at least find ML7 through it. Good shielding there from Odds, trying to keep them alive. The rally has popped. The Tricky's got an OC and and a window to work with. Ooh, the window actually looks a little bit awkward once again here from Envy, but you're finding at least one pick on it. QR shoots down. The slide shot will finish off the Cloudy Manga. And this should just be Hypnos with a distinct advantage. Meticulous push in to clean this up. Try to claim gardens.
Yeah, I mean, you get up to basically 99% if you're SRPeakCheck, but it won't matter. Not at all, right? This fight is unturnable. And all this progress is going to get, removed from the ether once QRXU and LH Cloudy are both disrupted. The Cloudy Ball finds a bit, but not enough to really match. Just an ult reset on the tank, and map point now for Hypnos back. Was definitely in the driver's seat after a very shaky Circuit Royale and a bit of an awkward start to market.
They get a good spawn here with Palace. They're going to be able to go set up on this chandelier side.
No, actually has done anything this time.
Captain Sun over the top. Who's going to hit Sue?
Oh, that's big, actually.
Yeah, try to see if they can get the detonation onto the brig. Will eventually destroy Anj. Pull thrown in from Sada. Not going to be able to answer back, but you know what? Cloudy Sada is still kicking here. Sada finds Tricky in the late game of this fight. We'll actually turn this. Grab first cap on Palace. What a fight.
Fantastic work from Spawner. I mean, there's a reason this player's Tracer is, still so vaunted. Able to just chill on point, wipe out the remaining members, even though there was that awkward, support 1v1 happening on the high ground. Spawner's just chilling low ground, getting his job done. Early cap here for SRPeakCheck, but we've seen them choke this before, so some consistency is really what we're looking for from the majority finish side.
Roll in on the enemy. Just trying to cut this comp off of the knees. Coming off the support. Meanwhile, NRG is able to find Anj in the back line. Once again, we're going to swing back in and try to get the Baptiste. Not getting it. Hypnos very wise here ways in the second roll through. Had the break in position to deny that after the pulse had been landed, and Hypnos get this flip.
Indeed. Again, 67, about the same percentage point as where they were on that previous. And you remember, SRPeakCheck weren't able to retake. They've been really struggling in any fight that isn't basically an even setup. Great player onto NRG. The wall hit, finishing him off.
Yeah, we're checking the extra wall bash damage here. Oh, ML7 with the cover. Hits the young upstart and Tricky. The kick back on the Lunar. Get your butt back on that point. Lunar literally just got his ass kicked by ML7. I'm just saying.
Fox has nothing to boot. Fantastic fight here for SRPeakCheck. You get these late kills. The touch is borderline impossible. You get the window and the flux out both, and you only have to spend nothing for it, right? I mean, you're laughing all the way to the bank with a fight like that. You know that forces you to 2-2 here on Flashpoint. You know it gives you just one final objective, which you could use to gain the lead in this series. Just have to wait and see whether it materializes or whether Tricky is able to put a stop to your shenanigans with a couple well-placed reflex.
Both teams kind of back around the safer entrances. Ooh, looks like Lunar wants a piece. Lunar will try to go engage up on that top high ground, but QRXU dashes, their own high ground. Blade in hand. Immediately dealing with Envy after taking care of the Immortality Field. A couple of headshots there and a nice follow-up. And that is a clean fight out of SRPC.
Indeed. Just kind of ran them over, to be honest. You only had to use the blade. You're kind of chilling now. You've got first cap, and I will say this is one of the harder points to attack, especially when you're playing into a bull comp. There's so much of a walk where you can be disrupted, where your enemies can split you from your friends. You'll have the rally at least to stop that from happening, but they want to go so early.
Oh, Winner kind of botched their own wall on that one. And it's a very fast fight out of SRPC. They drop their own orbital into this. Tricky's able to answer back, and RG picks up NOL7. So the disengage ends up working out there from Lunar and Hypnos. They at least kept this thing interesting. Late picks on the board from SRPC, though. And this is going to come down to one last opportunity for Hypnos.
Indeed. It's not a bad spot to be in, you know, at least in terms of your check marks, right? You're playing into Pulse, Mines, you've got Pulse of your own, as well as a OC that we've been speaking about for a little while now, this this Rally, rather. But again, these early hits that you have to be so scared of, and look how early this hit is coming through. They need to get a touch.
We're gonna do it. It's not gonna be NRG. NRG is still trying to protect the backline. Lands a beautiful stick on the Soda. That was gorgeous. Mines are on the point, so Hypnos having to tiptoe around the outskirts here. But they're able to get their feet wet and onto this objective. Tricky's still alive and kicking and shooting and flaming some skulls. This is going to get a flip. We're not done with Suravasa just yet.
Yeah, the zest that comes through from NRG, absolutely ruining the day of Sauna. That's fantastic work from a Tracer who's been a little bit quieter than maybe we wanted, especially in this Sura. Now you've still got this OC as well as a downpour. As long as Sauna doesn't land a stick, you're probably in a good position to win out this next fight.
That's going to be the overclock immediately thrown in. Able to dodge that pulse. Nothing left here on the board for SRPeakCheck in this fight. They're run out by the overclock. Nothing else invested from Hypnos. Cloudy trying to go back in. It's going to be a dash from QRXU. Looking to chase down a couple of the supports. There's a push into that backline. Envy is down. Clay's able to work around. Is not getting rooted. Escapes the downpour. The Looter's opting to try to see if they can isolate the Wrecking Ball. Create a 2v1. MO7 has been picked. Yep, there's the touch from NRG as SRPeakCheck has flipped this objective. So Lunar has to cautiously back up onto this point. Cloudy is down. QRXU with the blade. Wants to finish this map right here, right now. Cuts through Horrocks. Suzu will save Envy there. They're able to get this continuing rush into the fight. The flip here now from Hypnos. Rally up from Anj, but they're stuck into the corner. Lunar eventually leaps in for the kill after the stare down. Hypnos coming in the final moment in what has been a drawn-out fight. Mines return. SRPeakCheck still have a little bit life left in them. Job not done here from Hypnos.
Instead, they've still got to keep on playing. They've got to keep on fighting because a Pulsum could spell the end of their attempts on Sura, but someone has no chance to lose it.
Oh, and Lunar gets a beautiful pick. Cloudy trying to roll through his minimal health to work with. It's such a precious resource that you're very low on. Rally on the point. I mean, Hypnos are looking nice and healthy. The second roll through is punished by Cloudy. There's really nobody else left here to touch. SecureXU dashing away, and that's the map. Hypnos will take a 3-2 Suravasa to take a 2-1 lead in the series. My goodness, what a close map.
Just a white knuckle grip to staying alive there, realistically. I mean, fantastic plays from basically everybody in the lobby. Firing on all cylinders of both of these two teams. But I've got to say, I want to put, you know, a special point of praise on Envy there. That, you know, final Kitsune rush, I think, really turned it. Because there was low resources, low HP, especially for all of Hypnos. And she's just able to use it to stable as many players as possible with your Fuda. Lands a great kunai to find the kills necessary. And that was really where the fight swung properly from being, you know, SRPeakCheck to lose.
I mean, Hypnos did good to get a touch, right? Like, I was surprised they even go. NRG almost got denied. NRG was not able to touch. NRG had to stay back and protect Horrocks there at the end. I'm not sure who it was. Was it Tricky or Lunar? Somebody was able to make it to the point, actually get that touch and to create that opportunity. Man, that was, what a map. What a map. Runasapi pick, Venture banned from SRPC. I cannot wait to see these stats.
What a great game of Overwatch we've got today.
Yes.
This is what we're really here for. This is why we do it.
Yes, this is why, exactly. This is why we do it. Oh, I couldn't put it better myself. I mean, the stats are so close. Tricky, though. Tricky kind of starting to run away with my heart, and as well as this match. 16K and the 40 bomb dropped on Suravasa. Tricky just seemed coming out of nowhere. I had no idea who Tricky was when they were filling in for a show at the end of Season 5 playoffs, right? Like, it was not somebody that we'd really seen around Path to Pro. And is putting up this kind of performance against SRPeakCheck. I think this is one of the toughest tests for Hypnos. At least, I mean, you know, they lost their opening match to Arius there in the very first game and have not dropped a series since. But this is one of the toughest of the teams that they've had to face here in Master Division since that opening match.
On Runasapi, You play Overwatch, could say that much for sure. What more than that is whatever you want, right? Whatever's meta.
Yeah, that's valid. That is very valid. I think Runasapi's identity comes down to being the most comebackable map in the game.
That is true, but I feel like the most hype comebacks are always Colosseo.
5,
That is also true.
3, 2,
I've seen some crazy Colosseos. I think there was one where, well, every one at LAN I've cast have just been absolutely barn burner. Prash remembers, if he's here.
Go good old Exoprashi.
It's Goat Captain Prash for the rest of us.
Absolutely. That is definitely Goat Captain Fresh. No argument there. Hey, you know what? Apparently Hypnos, whether direct or vicariously, didn't get the India buff there, and so now sit on match point. But that means you're also walking into an SRPeakCheck map pick here on Runasapi. The opening has been, a little back and forth, but SRP sees it with, what is it, a 3-2, 3-1? We'll get first cap here.
I mean, at the end of the day, you start off, magic picking the enemy Sojourn, the person who's been, one step off of just going into the game.exe files and just deleting you. So you're kind of chill. You get that, you convert the 5v4, you get some early progress. Not really much more you can say about that. Luna coming back. Envy already low HP. It does feel a little bit like Hypnos still warming up into Runasapi.
Tricky in a bit of trouble. Horrocks there for the peel. Ooh, Cloudy knows they can't overextend on that one. Now Cloudy is the one who's getting bailed out by a well-placed teleporter there from Sauna.
You're curious you TP'd him by accident because no one commented it was just to exfil.
Yeah.
He's just in so deep. Energy gets the kill as well. That's pretty rough
no. Yeah, I saw Q actually kind of pop up there and then pop back real quick. I was wondering what that was. It's exactly what happened. Did not get the memo. Well, we got a sound barrier gauge here. SRPeakCheck able to play too on the back of that. I don't know why I was watching Envy pop through that, but hey,
Because they're the GOAT.
You can't argue.
Whoa! And that will be the fight actually being cleaned up. There's nothing Orange can do here but try and play his live QRXU in the backline. Just has to try and live, and there could be a chase coming.
QRXU looks to hold the corner. Oh, no, they're going back inside the store. I love that little move to scout from Lunar. All right, I like it. What was that? Look, it was a violent leap backwards?
Yeah, techniques.
Nice. All right. To see that, usually you just, I didn't know hazards, could even go backwards. I didn't think the S key worked on that hero. Tricky opened up with a beautiful shot. Continuation play here from Hypnos.
Oh, this is nice.
Yeah, we're gonna work on this flank. 75 towards this OC. Beautiful disruptor. Photon barrier just in the middle, and SRPeakCheck trying to huddle up in death ball around this coastal side, but ML7's eventually worked down. Kind of look like Hypnos were able to surround this objective, force SRPC towards the coast. You're gonna answer back with the lead and the checkpoint here. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, Tricky started playing hit scan because he said the other hit scanners he played with couldn't use a microphone or think. That's perfect thinking from him. Going on the hard flank, on the back line, shrinking any map control that SRPeakCheck could have had, and shrinking their available space to essentially zero. They're allowed to recontest now for sure, but I mean, look what they have to play with. Basically nothing. Oh,
and the downpour is enormous. It's QRXU and Orange who are caught in that. The shatter in. Litter gets popped. The beat is just a touch late from Horrocks, but I don't know. Is this still winnable? No, I guess this is not winnable for Hypnos anymore.
Weird one for Hypnos. They played more than a couple of fantastic fights, and then we laid the OC into 5 people and died. They can't all be winners, man. I get it.
They can't all be winners.
You got the forward spawns, right? Envy's been picked as well. Every cloud is a silver lining, I guess, for SRPeakCheck, and they'll be able to probably get their own forward spawns in a second or two.
Oh, there's an actual album of one of my favorite bands, Primus. It's actually called "They Can't All Be Zingers." It's great.
Well, of course.
It's what that reminds me of. Gamer Guy, thank you for the follow. I had another follow earlier. I appreciate you. Let's see. Anyway, thank y'all for being here. I appreciate the new people being here. Enjoy this spectacular game. Sound barrier in, wheels down. QRQ swapped over to this Bastion. All right, hey, you know what? That's going to work for you. That's going to get you butt scratch here if you're SRPeakCheck. We got ourselves a Runasapi.
It's actually such like a 2022 London Spitfire strat. Like Bastion, Tracer, Reinhardt. Like, what are we looking at? Like I said, we'll get them the forward spawns though. I believe there'll be a recontest here from Hypnos before the actual lead comes through, and indeed they're playing the corner entirely. They want to wait for all their cooldowns. They're just going to keep on giving space. They want to play for the Game 5, but that simply won't happen as Horrocks just wins the 1v1 against Sauna.
Oh, no, that's not supposed to happen.
Easy go.
No. Yep, Swift step in, Suzu down, Ant Matrix up with the Bastion behind it. Who cares? NRG's not bothered by your 900 DPS. Ends up actually making a 2-for-2 trade. Cloudy's back up against the wall inside the vault here. And NRG is just going to throw a bunch of beans into your back, send you back into the spawn, and there we go.
Pretty chill there. You'll be able to continue increasing your lead. Listen, it was very close to being a really strong position for SRPeakCheck, but unfortunately the window Bastion, it doesn't work out as well as you might have imagined. Just gets flattened for some early picks in the kits, you know, to increase their tempo once again.
That's an enormous shatter. That's going to find 3. Pulse lands right on top of Lunar's back. That is just such a great moment. That is, I mean, you're able to land an enormous shatter. That is just a wonderful Reinhardt moment. Reinhardt gaming all around. Reinhardt lovers celebrating. I mean, I'm on board. I'm on board, all right?
You are a Ryan player, aren't you?
I am a Ryan player, yes. What gave it away?
It's just something about your mystique.
I'm flattered. That was a very kind way of put that. I'll take it. All right, we're getting another wheels down moment. Oh, another stick. Sauna does not benefit from that Suzu.
That's actually really cool. Just pulsing into the mess, and the Suzu and the pulse like radius is just perfectly lined up. Sort of goes down because Arn got rooted.
Yeah, at 97 to beat as well. Tricky with a beautiful flank, swings wide to find that kill, ensure they don't get that sound barrier out into this fight. I mean, wonderful downpour and another good fight win from Hypnos. Still a little bit of cleanup going on. It has not been clean. Yeah, Cloudy claims another one here in the trade, but that's going to be it before they face plant into the wall.
Hypnos are basically going to be happy going back and forth. You know, add in for Nyson, right? They've got the lead. Horrocks! You specimen!
What did we... Well then. Well then. I mean, I think I have a moment to read chat spec and that happens, you know? Like, what on earth? Okay, anyway. You know, sometimes you just fat finger your sound barrier here in a 2-1 with 2 minutes to go on Runasapi.
I am gobsmacked by that. It's not cost them too much. They just have to give us some space and cooldowns for it, but man,
yeah, but
sound barrier here would be really nice.
Yeah, the sound barrier here. Anja's not going to get it on the QRQ in time. Tricky may have done enough to save this, but you're going to have to win this fight without Envy. It's just Lucio heals. Tricky's on the run. Lunar is low. Man, a sound barrier would certainly have been nice in that fight if you're Hypnos.
Yeah, that is a true statement. For whatever reason, Horrocks as well might also get staggered. The chase is there from Sauna. Unfortunately, 2 back-to-back sinkers are going to cost, I believe, the lead for a Hypnos. SRPeakCheck. Could we use this to equalize, bring us 2-2 as NRG gets involved with a pulse bomb.
Sauna up dealing with the entire rest of the team. Will prevent the touch. Drops down. Lead stolen from Hypnos by 3 meters. OC from the top. Dodging the pulls. Drops down to the low ground. Tricky. Trying to get anything done. Block onto the downpour from the shield of Cloudy.
Oh.
But NRG is able to sneak in underneath that shield and pick up the kill. Sauna trades it back out. Important targets found by both Tracers, but Hypnos are running away with the spoon.
Yeah, they are. I mean, at the end of the day, they're in not too bad a spot. Oh, great kill from NRG, making it so Horrocks going down won't be too much of a problem whatsoever. If they're extending a neutral, again, it's still lead for Hypnos. They can keep doing this as long as they need to, as long as they don't end up losing.
Well,
it's just gonna hold for a while, but you know, with the kits being online for ML7, it's gonna be the go button for SRPeakCheck.
Artillery's trying to dislodge the back line. Kitsune rush here from Hypnos, trying to push this, from SRPeakCheck, trying to push this forward. Tricky caught the sidelines. It's not the player you want it going down. Watch is going to respond, see if the sound barrier will be enough. You got to get this Bastion out of this fight. Lunar knows it. All the heals in. Oh, finds a low backline. Finds
Luna.
both supports there with the block. Oh, but swingback QRXU is able to fight an isolated backline. Lunar here to stop this lead, but has no health left. The drop down from Tricky, not going to be enough. The axe swings through. SRPeakCheck swinging all the way to a map 5.
Now, I know we said it before, but it would have been really nice to have a beat at some point during that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, sound barrier would have been handy. I think it would have been handy.
Oh, you're gonna be kicking yourself if you're Horrocks. So you're not in a great spot, but whatever. Then we play a neutral for forever. We don't really have a chance to get the extra distance we need to give us new maps, or new fights rather, and we lose on ults. That is...
Yeah, Colosseo here from map 5.
I need to go to Rome one time, at least.
Me too, sir.
Yeah, I think I was supposed to go on like a school trip one time, but there was a whole drama about that. I've never forgiven myself, so it's top of the bucket list. Forget OWCS there one time.
Oh, OWCS Rome? That would be insane.
That sounds fantastic.
It does sound fantastic.
Yeah. We could obviously use the big esports box we will have to get it in the Colosseo.
5, 4, 3.
Shoal comes in, says never lost a map 5.
That's true. That's true.
We'll see if Hypnos has it here. Hey, they're on their map pick.
Freya for Tricky, obviously now Soldier's banned out. Wasn't having the same impact on her, at least on Circuit Royale, but we'll see if that's just a map thing rather than a hero thing. Weird wrap round the back, but this is kind of known by now. It's something that SRPeakCheck like to do, so it won't catch anybody unawares.
Sorry, my mouse was dying. I apologize for the beepies. Hypnos able to control statue side. SRPeakCheck have flipped the map and are actually getting some early progress. This is going to enable their backline to move to a much safer spot there between those arches. But you do have Tricky on this high ground. This is a nasty angle for Tricky to be sitting on. You got access to that backline. Yep. And SRP just kind of back themselves into a corner on that one.
I get the idea, just using a superior point presence to force it, indefinitely, but also you need to kill things at some point, and if you don't, then you're going to get outposts. You get, a nice 20 meters. But the lead is going to flip the other way basically instantly. Luna already challenges the high ground, burning time, forcing the opposing team to clear him. And so far, they are incapable of it.
GP, I'm sorry, buddy. I was supposed to get y'all on yesterday. I had tech issues. Both the past 2 days, I had tech issues trying to get into the matches. And so I was just unable to get in the lobby for the EMEA matches for either Tuesday or Wednesday. I was supposed to get y'all on. I'll get y'all on next week. I'm sorry, man. Cloud with first pick here. I also owe y'all 3 dad jokes. I have not forgotten.
Gets tricky as well. This one should just be a collapse for Hypnos.
Yeah.
No one should be trying to get out. Just run into the enemy team. Horrocks takes a bit longer than he'd like. He's going to be catching a different way to the rest of his team. But at the end of the day, it's a Colosseo and it's 4 seconds. It's not too deep. Lead back in favor of SRPeakCheck. Ult's coming on 9-4, both sides. If you get a boulder pick, that will be pristine to get some good economy here, but Window just going to burn some time.
Tricky statue angle. QRX is going to drop the Deadeye. Ball shot land square. It had to be something there to see QRXU. Sound barrier now coming in to do that. See if they can do that job, and it works out. QRQ ends up trading. Lunar ends up losing this duel? No! Cannot get out of there despite the considered rush in. We get a cap here from SRPeakCheck.
Envy does get an exit kill, but unfortunately the map 5... Ooh, it's close. Yeah, the map 5 blessing that Hypnos has been on for so long doesn't seem to be too strong just yet. Right, forward spawns is rough. So you can walk it back, take away the forward spawns if you're able to at least force some resources out of SRPeakCheck, you know, break a Ryan shield, something like that. But you're in a kind of a weird spot here. This is where Ryan often does his best work.
Didn't quite see what prompted that disengage. Maybe just trying to make sure they stay out of the violent leap range of the hazard. Keep the squishies out of that range. You can see Lunar kind of bounce back and forth, look and see if there's any vulnerable targets. Did not find anything, is forced out. And this is just SRPeakCheck eating time off the clock. Now, yeah, Energy has been kind of looping around this right-hand side. Sonic goes to mark that flank. Both have pulse bombs.
Waiting for a chance to lose it. No opportunity really found just yet. As we're going to go back and forth forever. Early beat for the engage. QRQ insta dies.
Yeah, and a great pounce. They're from NRG. In the middle. Lunar's going to fly too. Tricky to close out on the Anj. Much needed fight win here out of Hypnos.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to allow them to get back into this game. This kind of, 50-meter mark, getting that forward spawn, so important for getting any of these comebacks to manifest. And though it's a small one so far, could have been lengthened if Tricky was picked. Survives on just 29 points of health.
Oh, a couple of bolts just whizzing by the head of Anj. Oh, QRQ gets 2 through an hit matrix immediately. Oh no, I did not see that developing up top. What a quick pair of picks. I mean, that's the timing on that was split second. QRQ delivers in a heartbeat, finding 3 in that fight. That was nasty.
Yeah, fantastic left bits coming through from the Colosseo. Horrocks is allowed to survive. NRG, the same. Deadeye, okay, it's a bit bold. I won't lie to you. They'll be able to get the forward spawns again, at least.
Now Energy returns into the fight.
Oh, what's I say?
Oh, no! Sonic gets 2 on the other side. Soundbarrier throw it in there from Anj. And another consider rush just kind of falling flat here from Hypnos on this map. As this cart moves, turns the final corner, and extends. I mean, this is going to be the lead doubled here from SRPeakCheck.
I mean, so much of it still just goes back to getting that stop before forward spawns previously. Obviously, humongous pulse one from Sora. Really stepping up here in the final map of play. Boulder, Downpour, not bad tools to work for sure, but so far they really haven't found much value. This is tough for Hypnos.
Luna's gonna leap up top, drops the Downpour in. Look like just a good disengage. You saw the amp speed and the shield up, and SRPeakCheck seem to be holding. Now, they have had to rotate back. And during that rotation, what did they had 2 drop off that high ground? Is that what happened there? Hypnos able to capitalize on a 5v3.
I think. And yeah, with a nice split, it means you can just hard focus the tank. Works out. They've been able to buy themselves some more time, but it doesn't feel like they're out of the woods just yet. Still a long road before they find the light at the end of the tunnel, and I think Horrocks redeeming himself for his previous feat would be just the way to do it.
A huge advantage. I mean, 90-45 coming into this fight. Keeping an eye on Sauna moving around back left. Yeah, I was going to try to sneak in from this left-hand side. Good mark by Envy. Winner there to match. Sound barrier, Bolo shot. Oh, that would have been a perfect place to use it. It's going to wait it out. We got another Ant Matrix in. QRQ does not get an immediate 2-piece off of this one. Tricky and Lunar able to overwhelm. Find what they needed on the back of that sound barrier advantage from Horrocks. Despite a little thievery here from SRPC, we will get a fight win and a flawless one at that, meaning no reset necessary here from Hypnos.
Yeah, but because there is that bit of a bot steal, then they're not going to get forward spawns for free. There will be another fight over it. And, time is not a resource that Hypnos really have in excess. The early Kintsuta really just buy them time more than anything else, and it's going to be responded to by the Deadeye.
But you find Sauna who tried to get a pulse, tried to get a little aggressive while the two ults were staring each other down here. This is going to get the cap. Favoring Hypnos, I think, in that ult trade.
Indeed.
Tricky Bolo shot blocked. Downpour will find on. Just everybody to follow up on it. Envy locates it. Finds an important kill. A 95 to beat as well.
Yeah, pristine work coming through there from Envy and Luna combining for that frag. There's still big tools, though. You're playing against the Shatter, the Beat, and you've used everything in an attempt to get, what distance you have managed to eke out. A Magic Vic here is more important than ever.
Very aggressive sound barrier push. Rotation out of Hypnos. Almost look good. You are able to get one. Shatter does hit on the Horrocks. The wall is up, but it does not deny the fire strike. Still, Claudius put themselves in a very bad spot to go confirm that kill. Sauna gets into the mix. Is able to locate Envy. And that's going to end up winning out this fight with a $1:15 to go.
Okay, so you've got it down to a distance of about 10 meters. Sucks the momentum isn't on your side, but you've got big tools out of your opposition, and your decent spawns keep playing with this, bot. So, not the end of the world by any means for Hypnos, but they need to lock in and do it about now! Horrocks does the exact opposite, as Sauna gets a humongous pick!
Yeah, 50 seconds. That is disaster. This is the middle of the map going into SRPC's favor. They're just going to be able to leave this bot and hang out here.
Oh, much space. Necessary pick back. Sauna goes down without a fight, so you can just get this walk basically for free. Get late kills as well, it's even better. But overtime spawns are in effect right now, so any kill now is worth, realistically 2 in regulation.
Dead Attic QX2 to start. Look at an ult's just coming online here for Hypnos. Oh, here's Clyde. It goes in. That was the wrong button. Let's look at this pin. Envy does not get it out. Yes, okay. The Immortality, or the Kitsune isn't playing, but it's in such a bad spot. Parakills on the board. Huge lead. Huge ult advantage. That energy pulse somehow finds something. But the sound barrier now fading, as is all the resources. Here from Hypnos at the end of this map 5. Lunar taken down mid-ultimate. SRPeakCheck in control, and everything spent. 5 ultimates from Hypnos. They're not able to get anything with it.
I mean, you're going to be kicking yourself if it's Hypnos, right? Because you know that game was winnable.
I mean, it's still winnable? No, that's it. That's it. That's it.
That's cooked.
GG's in the chat. Yeah, that was so winnable.
Super entertaining game, though. Both teams really gave it their all. Just unfortunately, a couple of slip-ups ended up costing them. Well played, though, for, both sides. And, I think for Hypnos, getting a bit of a bloody nose will just help keep them grounded, right? They've been having an incredibly successful Masters run so far. Making sure that they, stay honest is nice to have. And if you're SRPeakCheck, this is proof that what you're doing is working. You can continue playing this way and make a deep run through playoffs. So
SRPeakCheck are the first team to put 8 wins on the board. So there's that. They also have
Very
2
nice.
more matches played than anybody else. But hey, you know what? Details.
I think I will take my leave. Thank you so much for having me on, as ever, Jeff. Always
Of course. Always a pleasure.
Especially when you get a game this good.
Yes, that was amazing. I appreciate you being here. You being here. And it's coming in and carrying the broadcast. Actually giving us some real analysis and not just my dumbass. So, thank you.
Don't talk yourself down too much. I'll see you if I'm folks around. Deuces.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure getting Speck in here. Lunar says first map 5 loss. Oh, that was too fucking close. Too fucking close. Really, I mean, one of the best matches though. I mean, y'all played so well. I'm honestly inclined to give Tricky Player of the match here still. Look at these stats, y'all. Like, good lord. We've almost done it twice, but officially first time here tonight. Tricky gets your Player of the match. I don't care if they won or not. This is insane. This performance is insane.